Amigos. Today I want to share, in case you're interested, how I share my images on online networks. I found a really cool website called If This Then That, and what it does, it automates um, a lot of things online, but the way I use it is I create these recipes that are basically driven by anything I post onto Flickr. So, as this first one says, which works with Pinterest, if any new public photo on I'm Curious, which is my Flickr account, on my photo stream, it'll add that image to a pinboard. Another one that I have working with Tumblr is the same thing. If any new public photo on I'm Curious's photo stream, then create a photo post on your Tumblr blog. And I have one with Facebook, one with Blogger, so for my own website, um, which is I thought I had called it up, but I don't have it called up. Oops. If I knew how to spell my own website, I'd take you there. Here we go. So that's my website, and if we go back to the If This Then That website, you can see I have one with Twitter and I have one with 500 pics. So the way it works is I'll go when I'm ready to post a picture. I'll just go into my Flickr account, and which you've seen most of the images on this particular album. I'll go in here, hit the upload button. I'll open up this window. It'll ask me to drag or choose photos. I'll go choose. Go to my 2017 365 project. And the latest image I have is this image right here. So I'll just go open it. It'll show me a little thumbnail when it's ready. In the meantime, I can give it a description. I'll call it spheres. There. I'll go to albums. I'll pick my 2017 365 project, hit done, and I'll upload that picture. Now, I've already, like I said, set up these applets or recipes through IFTTT. So when I post that image, at some point, the website, these accounts are all connected to IFTTT.com. So when it senses that activity, it'll start running those applets or macro actions or recipes, whichever way you want to call it. So if I go back to Flickr, I'll upload, and success. That is my latest image right there. Since I'm here and while I wait for the recipe to run, I'll just show you the latest 365 images I've done. So I'll go to albums, go to 365, and let's see, the last picture I think I showed you, actually don't remember, might have been this one here. Anyway, let's start with this one, the crash. Call this a commute because it's something I encountered along the way. And you can see on a rainy day, you just have to be careful. Next one, I wanted to, I have a limited number of lenses, and I wanted to see if I could use one of my lenses to take a picture of my eye, and this is what I came up with. Obviously, there's a lot of room for improvement, but this was the best one I was able to get, and I'm going to explore that more. I've seen some really cool images of people's eyes or animals' eyes, and it's a subject matter that definitely justifies exploring it more. Here's a close-up of this World War II, I think P-51 Mustang toy that I got a while back. There should be a canopy up here, but I think after I gave the toy to my son, it started to break apart. But I still think it's a cool design. I've always loved P-51s. I've always thought they were really cool planes. Um, this was another picture while I'm driving. It's not while I'm driving because I know that's dangerous. So while I was waiting for the light to turn, I decided to take a rear view mirror snapshot. And this was unplanned, but pleasantly surprised. There was this sort of mural on one of the buildings that I was driving by, and it shows some of the cool drawings. And I don't know, it just came out pretty cool, I thought. I work not too far from the La Brea Tar Pits, next to Los Angeles County Museum of Art. And almost daily, I'll see these statues of mammoths. And this poor guy is always trying to get out of the tar pit. His little offspring is yelling at him and just telling him to hang on. And I assume that's his wife. And, we'll see someday what happens. I had a chance to chaperone my daughter on a field trip that she took a few days ago. They went to the Museum of Science and Industry, I believe it's called. And that museum is where the Space Shuttle Endeavour ended up after it was retired. And as best as I could to do it justice with my picture, it just doesn't. But this is a shuttle. This is the shuttle that went out into space and flew however many missions it flew, and it was so cool to see it in person. I had never seen anything like this. Historically important in our space history, space exploration. I always wanted to, and this was the first chance. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to dwell on it, to sit back and observe it, and just ponder on the fact that here's this engineering marvel in front of me. Simply because as a chaperone, I was in charge of 4 of my daughter's classmates, and believe you me, 4 little first graders running around in a crowded museum, trying not to lose track of them, is a lot of work. So I was able to snap a couple shots. This is the best one, I thought. And if you do get a chance, definitely go out to see it, and give yourself time, because it's really easy to just see, yeah, there it is, and just ignore it. But think about the significance. I should have taken the time, but I just couldn't, to walk around the room and see all the information that they had. In the background here, you can see there's a little, there's one of the engines, I believe, on its own, so you can see the intricate engineering and mechanics that powered one of these things. And again, just it's historical, and I call this history. Let's see. There was a traffic sign, right out front of our job, and I thought, just as an everyday object, something utilitarian, still life, whatever you want to call it. I thought it would be cool to take a snapshot. At the time, it said use alternate or alt route, and I decided, you know what, that might not be a bad piece of life advice, which is what I titled this image. And you tell me what you think. And the latest one is this close-up of, I believe it was ginger tea at a Korean restaurant. And I looked at it. It was in my cup. It was a clear cup, and I just saw these really cool reflections. I believe the brighter reflections coming off of a TV that was showing some weird and interesting Korean music videos. and that just a little rectangle of detail really caught my eye. And the more I take these pictures, the more I'm finding there is so much detail in just everyday life that we take for granted. That an exercise like doing a 365 project just reminds you of. The saying goes something like, if you don't stop and smell the roses, you're gonna miss out on life or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but there's a reason I believe that you have to stop and smell the roses. They're there, they're beautiful. This is a moment like that where, again, just a simple cup of tea and its reflections and the detail and the droplets of moisture and even the little scratches and dents on the table. Um, I don't know, just brings either, I don't know, meaning to life or something to ponder on or whatever you want. This is one of those images. I called it tranquility. When I see it, it just brings peace to me, and I hope it does something for you as well. And I think the latest, yeah, there we go. So that image, it's posted obviously, and it's up there. My phone has been alerting me. So far, it's done two of the recipes. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Bring it closer. There you see. Oop, there we go. So it's giving me these notifications that it ran one or two of the scripts, and again, I didn't have to do anything. I just posted it onto Flickr. Now, if I go check, say, my Pinterest board, which I called Curious, let's see if it updated. Yep, there it is. Without me having to do anything, it uploaded it to my Curious, my pin board. If I go to my Tumblr, let's see if I refresh that. There it is. I know it hasn't given me a notification for Facebook, but let's see if in fact it does. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Christine is one of the models I've shot in the past, and looks like she loves John Wick. And the second movie, which premiered or was released on Friday, today is Sunday, it says did not disappoint. I gotta make sure and go watch that. I actually just watched the Lego Batman movie yesterday with my kids, so I'll have to go check that in. But let's see if that picture made it up. Nope, it has not made it to Facebook yet. So we'll wait on that. On Twitter, let's see. Nope, this doesn't look like it's done it to Twitter. Instagram, it's not going to do it to because Instagram is very specific as to how you post things. What I did was use a program called Instamaster, and what that does, it allows me to just upload it from my computer. Go here to choose 42, and I give it a caption. 42, 365, 2017 spheres, and it works more often than not, although sometimes it does tell me that it was not successful, but it uploaded successfully, and there, now it's on Instagram. Let's see. ELO is another website or social media that I have to upload manually, and I'll just do that on my own time. And let's see if it did it here on my website. Nope. So far it's done it for Pinterest and Tumblr. And I believe the reason it hasn't gotten to those other websites is because there's either a lot of people trying to do the same thing. I find that if this then that is very useful. I personally only use it to just propagate my images on my social media account, so I don't have to do it manually a bunch of times. And I'm sure people do it for all other types of things. So I highly recommend that you check it out. It works with tons of stuff. So again, that website is IFTTT.com. IFTTT stands for if this, then that. And I'll just let you go to the website and just check it out for yourself. Um, so that's all I have so far. I don't even know if anyone's watching this. I've been trying to brush up on things that you do when you run a YouTube channel, and just trying to learn the ins and outs. There's so much to it. I'm coming in late in the game, and there's a lot of nuances that I'm not familiar with or good at, if I'm honest. But I'm still here. I'm making the effort. If anyone does watch this and anyone cares and or has the time to leave me some constructive criticism or any comments or questions, please do so. Like the video, and I'm just gonna try and keep cranking these out. I know at the very beginning I said that for posterity, um, I was going to try and do these videos. So far, they sort of been focused on my 365 project, but eventually I'm going to start branching out into more uh, everyday uh, things or life lessons that um, I would probably want to leave my kids. Some kind of lesson or advice as far as my own experience and or if I've made mistakes, which I have, if I can instill in them something that will help them not make the same mistakes that I've had. But so far, uh, this experience has been fun, a little stressful because when you put yourself out there like this and you want people to listen. I think it's not just about being watched, uh, and it's not about like entertaining or anything like that. I think as human beings, I feel we all have something to say, and yes, we speak to family and we speak to friends. Sometimes though, you feel like you may want to have a bigger voice, and this literally puts your voice out there. And then the responsibility, the burden becomes, well, you don't want to waste anyone's time. You want to say something of substance. You want people to listen to you. And perhaps if they like what they hear, it would be cool to have them come back and listen to you some more. So you're much more aware now of what you're saying, how you're saying it, why you want to say it. And I started out, yeah, it's fun, but it's also a little bit of a responsibility. I suppose you could just do whatever the heck you want, say whatever the heck you want, and so be it. But for me, I like the idea that if I can help somebody some way, somehow, by something that I show or by something that I say, it makes this time, this effort, this energy worth it. Um, so, with that in mind, that's part of the what's driving this, and I hope it's at least worth a laugh, a chuckle, or something like that. Um, and I'm just gonna try and keep at it and hope to get better and try to make the content a little more engaging if it's not. and of course, there's always room for improvement. I'm very much aware of that. Just like in life, you can't ever learn everything in your life, no matter what it is. So let's make that lesson number one. If my kids are watching, here's one lesson, one very important lesson. Um, Whether you're a high-paid CEO, uh, or a janitor, or a maid, or a barista, or a top-notch graphics designer, animator, or a big film director, I don't care what it is, a photographer, you can never stop learning. There's always room for improvement, and there is always something else that you can learn, and always something else that you can improve. You can't ever be the best. You can always do better. And so what that means is you cannot give up. If the moment you give up, then your growth stops. So even if it's just a little bit, some people try to do it with vocabulary. They have one of those little calendars that teaches you a new word each day. Um, Even that, you're learning one more thing each day, even one little simple thing. And along with that, I once saw or heard or read somewhere that something that will help you just as a person is to try and do something that scares you every day. This, you could say, is one of those things. This thing scared me. Um, and I'll probably do another video more focused on this, but I'll just leave you with that. Do something that scares you every day and never stop learning, no matter what your field of interest might be. Um, and with that, I'm just gonna actually, before I quit this, I'm gonna see if the other websites. Nope, still hasn't gotten to Facebook. Check Twitter. Oh, come on. Let's see, at least my website here. Nope. Guess it's busy. So anyway, this is one more thing I'm learning. Next time, just make sure stuff that you're showing will work. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you later. Bye.